new Rockwood 8298 here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Not to be confused with the ever popular Rockwood 8289. The alphabet soup and number jumbles in this business will get you mixed up in a hurry. This is a new, very different rear living floor plan. They took the things that the luxury fifth wheels are putting into their big giant 45-foot models and put it down here into something that's smaller and a little more manageable, but still loaded with the luxury loadout that you expect to find on a Rockwood Signature. I've said a number of times, and I still maintain that Rockwood is really the true luxury ultralight on the market. It's that retirement lightweight, Rockwood retirement. They go right hand in hand. If at any point you like what you see, you want to learn about things like price tags, probably going to be something you want to investigate after a while, I'll leave you a link in the video description for you handy YouTube folks. It says check for price and availability. That'll show you what we have in stock, how it is equipped, and what we're asking with current discount packages. So you've got your same big pass-through front storage here. You got your outside TV hookups, the double slam latch baggage doors like you find on the big fifth wheels, the magnetic holdbacks, all those nice things there. We have put the slide out awning toppers on this. That's a pretty expensive option, but again, this is that level of RV you expect to own long term. You know, if you're looking for this to be your last camping adventure, this is the right brand to be looking at for sure. And those slide on toppers help extend the lifespan of that. Now, there's other optional things present. The one we have in stock could and probably does look a little different from this, at least in some fashion or another. We will typically put the full champagne skin package on our Rockwoods because it just it defines who they are, in my view. There is a white skin option. If you live in a hot climate, I'll get you a white skin one. Don't worry about it. This is a very light, almost creamish oyster color, though. It's not that aggressive. It doesn't tend to generate an excessive amount of heat, and it always has the milk chocolate brown nose cap and trim, so they always look pretty darn similar to this anyway. Rockwoods are all short bed friendly, so if you got that 5.5 foot short bed pickup, you're going to be all right because they have a Reese Revolution hitch on them standard. This isn't something you can necessarily just add aftermarket. I have seen people try to say, well, there's an aftermarket thing like that. If you notice, it actually changes the entire structure, the chassis. It's got a different chassis in the upper deck than a traditional, you know, hitch pin. So it has to kind of be built this way. But what that does is, if you need it, the whole pin box can actually pivot up to 45 degrees to push that sharp nose away from your vehicle so that the cab of your truck and the cab of the RV here don't connect, because then nobody wins. Last couple people I've talked to, they went, oh, yeah, Rockwood's one of those. They don't have the docking station. No, they don't, but they do still have protected, heated, enclosed gate valves down here, so you've got good seasonality. You see your entire underbelly is protected. Now here's another couple things they do. Let's look at the things they do and not the things they don't do, and ask why the other guys don't do that. You see right here, that little vent in the belly? That's a hot air exhaust. So that when you're pumping hot air into the underbelly and it reaches a point where it's now pressurized, a measure of that airflow can escape, so that you have fresh hot air being recycled in, so that you're not just trying to push hot air against a pressurized cloud. That's when your heated underbelly stops working. You don't have that problem with Rockwood. Now, on top of that, Rockwood Signatures standard have 12-volt tank heating pads. They have tested those things down to negative 40 degrees. At negative 25, with the 12-volt tank pads running, they found that their tanks could get down to negative 25 and start to get sludgy, basically. Not frozen, but sludgy. And at negative 40, they finally hard froze. It's pretty darn impressive, guys. And I want to stress 12-volt, because that means you can use it while you're driving. Now, sometimes there's different equipment available on this. The one that we're looking at, we generally don't put the automatic leveling on a Rockwood Signature. People go, why? And the short answer is because you don't need it. You don't really need it on smaller fifth wheels. It's a popular thing. We have it on some brands. We haven't found, once people understand, you don't need it on a Rockwood. You have power front leveling jacks. The front jacks actually do the leveling. We have push button power rear stabilizers. Those keep the trailer from rocking around. Everything's still push button simple. It's not difficult. Frankly, it's faster to set it up this way. Automatic leveling systems are cool. They're actually kind of slow. This is actually a little bit faster. So, you know, more camp time. High gloss exterior skin is a nice thing on these too. I mean, look at that Rockwood Roo behind us. Other than the fact that the letters are reversed because we're looking in a mirror, it looks great. Although Leonardo da Vinci would be fine because he wrote everything backwards and in a mirror. I always, you know, how did that not come out just normal? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Fully laminated roof, fully aluminum framed actually. These again built for long-term use, longevity, reliability. All those good, fancy, positive feeling, warm and fuzzy words apply to this coach right here. They're very big on their lamination too. The only part of this RV that's not laminated is the floor. It's still aluminum framed. They still have 12-inch aluminum studs on center running the length of the coach. That gives them an easy area to run their heat ducts and everything. It's not lesser grade than a non-laminated floor. They still have 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor decking. They found out that they were just increasing the cost and not decreasing the weight of their coach. So by changing over this new flooring, they were able to upgrade some of the interior amenities in here without a price change. That's cool. What I'm going to show you here, I think is very important because they're indicators. Nothing is a hard rule. This is an indicator. So a lot of fifth wheels you can pound on the sidewalls and they're laminated. Cool. What about the slide outs? Rockwood's laminated. It's solid. It's insulated. What about the rear wall? Rockwood's laminated. It's solid. It's insulated. What if an RV is not laminated in these areas? It doesn't mean that it's the worst thing in the world. It means that it could be the worst thing in the world. You need to investigate further. Rockwood has assurance. It's solid. It's reliable. It's going to hold square. You know it. The other thing is, I noticed just the little detail things. They're using a different wipe seal. And I don't know when they kicked over to this, but I just stumbled onto it. It's actually got a T edge on it. You see that little fin down here against my finger, how it's flipping out? It's an additional point of contact that's helping grab and wipe and keep these slide seals all the way in or out as they're supposed to be. It's an extra grip, essentially. It's also one more thing water would have to try to penetrate to get through. Nobody else I see uses that. It's got to be one of these things. It's got to be one of the reasons that we don't have water penetration issues on our Rockwood slide outs. Now over here we've got a whole outdoor like entertainment system under your big power awning that has full length LED lighting. They didn't try to shortchange it with just like a 12-foot strip. So if you add a TV, you can have a TV that floats between the bedroom and outside. That's what this mount is for, but they always prep it for the mount regardless. And that's why you have your TV hookups. Now you can, your grill that you can add as an option. We typically add the grill to these. It comes with both a little work table and the grill itself. And that's all under your awning. Let's look at suspension real quick. Here's another best-in-class thing. I don't know of anybody else in fifth wheels doing this. I don't know of anybody else in fifth wheels doing it. There's only one other trailer brand I even know that does it. Independent Torflex suspension. When you look between most fifth wheels, you see a steel chuck or maybe a blue Morride or a yellow Equaflex chuck hooking the two tires together, a rubber shock dampener. And that's cool. That's better than just nothing. Better than pure leaf spring. You don't see that here. Each tire has independent suspension. They move independently of one another. This has 100% more independent wheel travel than anything else in this class, and it has 50% more wheel travel than the most expensive fifth wheel on the market. It is absolutely, hands down, one of the reasons this RV holds together better, longer, faster, stronger, because this thing soaks and handles more road irregularities before the shock of it when the suspension bottoms out translates up into the walls or forward into your vehicle. You don't get that big ugh from it. Bigger 30-inch baggage, pardon me. Only if you're baggage. I'm baggage. We all have baggage, folks. Let's admit it. That's a whole different discussion. So 30-inch wide entry door on a friction hinge, so the wind doesn't fling it open, which is handy. Stepping inside here. This floor plan is all sorts of awesome. This is a different living room. It's not your father's living room in this RV right here. So something that they did in late 17, well, first of all, this floor plan never existed in early 17, but any Rockwood signature fifth wheel in late 17 got taller slide outs that allowed them to have bigger refrigerators. It also allows for this huge pantry right in here. And that's what's so cool. There's like a hard definition point where like the kitchen stops and the living room begins. And I think it's this right here. They could have easily not had this here. They could have had a theater seat next to a dinette and it would have looked fine. But by putting this here, first of all, there's no such thing as too much counter space. And how cool is it just to have a place to set a drink or some chips or something up here for serving like on Super Bowl day or, I don't know, taco time, whatever. Ooh, taco time sounds good. Anyway, so look in this direction. What you see here is there's a point here where the living room begins. This, again, is that furniture arrangement we see in these front living room fifth wheels or these elevated rear entertainment fifth wheels. But those things are like 14,000 pounds. You need half a semi-truck to tow that thing. This is much, much simpler, obviously. So we've got the same big, giant luxury fifth wheel flat screen. Theirs swings out so it can face either of these sofas, both of which are hide-a-beds naturally. So and there's actually about a 6-inch gap between them when they're both open, so you can still navigate back there and get to stuff if you need to. So we can sleep 2, 4, and then 6 in the master bed super easily and comfortably. The theater seat here obviously puts you directly on Boardwalk and Park Place, straight across from the TV, right where you want to be, with your electric space heating fireplace pumping propane-free hot air at you. And that is the same bigger 5,120 BTU fireplace. There's also a 4,000 BTU fireplaces out there, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But my point is they're using the same bigger, more powerful, higher grade appliance here as the big fifth wheels. That's one of those things. I've never had one person ever ask me, what is the BTU rating on an electric fireplace in that coach? Rockwood knows that you're not going to ask that. Other brands know you're not going to ask that, so they use a smaller one. Rockwood doesn't care that you don't ask. They put the bigger, better one in regardless of the fact that you know there's even a bigger or better one. That's who Rockwood is, kids. These are heated, by the way. You do need to be plugged into shore power to do that, but these are heated dual wall-hugging theater recliners, which is super, super sweet. A true dual-zone entertainment center, by the way. The Rockwood signature chipset in their stereos allows for separate indoor or outdoor entertainment. And that is some pretty cool stuff. Ooh, I just discovered something. Little indirect accent lights in here. That's the perfect nightlight, Batman. That's some cool stuff right there. All right, so there's the living room. By the way, I like the ceiling fan up here, too, just to get that extra airflow going. And they actually have a 2-inch arched laminated roof. They're just about the only ones that will have any method of laminating on an arch. That's something that most brands will say, no, you can't do it. Funny, Rockwood's done it for years. Over here, this is some Star Trek level stuff. You open the door and the motion sensor light kicks on. So you don't have to try to get a flashlight. Like a lot of times, if I'm camping, I pull out my phone and I flip open my little thing and I flip on my flashlight down here so that I can see what I'm doing getting at in my cabinets. I don't have to do that here. And it's funny, I like that the cabinets actually don't come right up to the door jamb, because it kind of gives you space to stack tall stuff. Like you could easily have a little Swiffer or something hidden right in here. You close the door, in just a couple seconds the light's going to go off. The raised panel refrigerator doors, that's one of the upgrades we put on here. We'll usually, this is the maple wood tones, we'll usually upgrade to the raised panel doors on that. Rockwood gives you different interior decors. For instance, this is anybody will give you different fabrics. This is the Winston decor package, but Rockwood will also let you select maple or driftwood tones, meaning darker wood on driftwood. With maple, we'll typically do raised panel. With driftwood, we'll do stainless steel, which looks just sharp. And they give you a choice on flooring. We think this wood print floor just looks killer in here. It's warm, it's welcoming, and it looks good with anything. Now, again, we got countertop space here, true Corian. Countertop space there, true Corian. A little snippet around it here, but it's still true Corian. Recessed stove, recessed sink, give you maximum prep space. All of your drawers, wherever you see your drawers, by the way, again, luxury features in a smaller coach, residential, soft close drawers. And this is that fine detail stuff, guys. It sounds silly, but count the number of drawers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, go to brand X and start counting. Usually you'll end at 2 or 3. Rockwood will take those drawers all the way down to the floor. They don't care. They're going to give you every ounce of storage they can, because every ounce counts. They still give you a nice little basket space under the sink. That is nice. We've got stainless here, whereas a lot of things in this class are non-stainless. Maybe stone cast. There's nothing wrong with stone cast at all. But you'll still run into some plastic composite stuff here. And there's nothing wrong with a plastic sink. It's just that you're at a higher grade product than that. I'm trying to help you understand why Rockwood's not necessarily the less expensive option on the market. They're just one of the very best. You know, super clean looking hidden hinge cabinetry. And you saw how tall that is. There's tons of storage here. And I love this. This is slick. how they didn't box this off. They just let it pass through. So you can kind of get to your storage from different ways and angles. This is an all real tile too, by the way. That's very nice. Let's move upstairs. Before we do, now that I say that, I want to point out these are not hardwood steps. They got that wood look. It's that, what's it called? But whatever the plastic wood look stuff is, trogs or something like that, whatever it's called. But it has a good look to it. It's super, super resilient if you got like a stone in your shoe or something like that. But it's not slippery. That's one of the reasons they put it there. It's also the reason they put into the wall the handrail here, and they have to laminate into the wall a backer to screw that thing into. Kind of like sometimes my wife would laminate a backer into the back of my head because I don't always listen. Doesn't matter. A little attention to detail stuff, because this door handle could obviously smack that wall. They give you a nice little magnetic door stop here so that it catches itself. Did you see that? It's just nice that it does little things like that. We've got a walkthrough upstairs bath. This is very, very, very similar to the many of the other Rockwood signature floor plans up here. It's the living room that's very different, but that doesn't mean that it's less effective. Wherever you see a ceiling fan in a Rockwood signature, you're gonna, well, actually any Rockwood, even the smallest ones, you're gonna get the bigger max air fan. And if you look, it's gonna have the roof vent cover built right into it. This is one of those areas where that extra arch ceiling really makes a difference, but even over here all the way to the sidewall, still plenty of headroom in this thing, even in the shower, which is nice. Speaking of the shower, they're using a larger radius shower instead of a normal fifth wheel corner shower. Fifth wheels this size have little neo-angle showers. Nothing wrong with that, but Rockwood went for that luxury thing. Now, they didn't do stainless here, but they did go with that stone cast that I mentioned sooner, or earlier, and it's hard to see the depth of that because it's all just one flat color, but adults, you can get your hands in there. Porcelain foot flush stool, and this is nice. They extended the closet slide from the bedroom here into the bathroom. So this gives us place for our towels, our beach towels, or, I don't know, toilet paper, all that stuff. Even a wall control switch. So if you're shorter than I am, you know, you don't have to try to like jump to reach that thing. There's a little wall controller there. Simple, easy peasy. 60 by 80 Serta True Queen bed. We all know Serta. They're the ones with the sheep, you know, because we're counting sheep. Get it? That's so cute. Now, there are different ways to equip the air conditioning systems in these Rockwoods. The one that we're looking at, it does not have the second AC installed. That is an option. Rockwoods are standard 30 amp service, which can handle one air, but you can option up to 50 amp service and 50 amp service with second air. There's different ways to build it. We will equip it in different ways and have different ones in stock for different customers in different parts of the country, because we're all different if you hadn't noticed by what I'm getting at. Storage below the bed, CPAP stand, closet, and then this is nothing but hanging storage over here, because remember that closet goes through. I also want to point out, you notice you see 2 AC ducts up here and then 2 more over here. They have 4 AC ducts in this bedroom alone, not to mention the fact that it's double ducted. You get awesome airflow in these. And remember, built extremely well for long-term use and ownership. My voice is giving out on me, so pardon me, but give us a call, learn more. This is different, this is new, this is cool. I've never seen anything else like this on the market. Not in this size fifth wheel. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.